Right guys, it's just coming up to 5 o'clock on Friday the 7th of October and we are at Manor Farm. First time in a long time that I've fished on these lakes. This is Carp Lake that we've come on to. It's about 4 acres and we're here for the next 48 hours, so we're here till Sunday afternoon. We can start fishing from 4 and it finishes 4 o'clock Sunday. So I'm here with Lee again, but I fished this lake maybe 15-20 years ago. Haven't fished it since. Haven't fished this complex since basically, but been having a look at venues to give a go, and we thought we'd come back here and try this one. There's fishing here to over £30, and there's quite a good stock of fish in here, so it's not an easy water, but you certainly get some runs on here by all accounts. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just, as you can see, just setting the rods up. So I've got one rod already out in the middle, and I'm just setting up the bait boat, which we can use on here. And basically the reason I'm in the bivvy at the moment is because it's just tipping it down, but you can see I've got the overhanging trees here, but I'm going to bait boat it out to underneath that overhanging branch. Quite fancy that spot there, so we'll get this second rod out and see how we get on. But 48 hours on here. This is Beck's Lake behind us, which is one of the other seven lakes on this complex. And that's Beck's Lake, so it's another one of the options for another time. But hopefully, we know there's fish to mid-30s in here, plenty of 20s. Let's hope we can get amongst them. Right, it's just coming up to 20 to 7. As you can see, the sun is setting over the other lake. Had a bit of interest in the left hand rod, a few beeps up and down, nothing positive as yet, but at least we know they're in the area, and we've certainly seen a few fish topping out as well. Lee's just changed the position of his left hand rod because he's had a carp completely head and tail out the water in front of him 2 or 3 times on the same sort of spot, so he's put a bait on that. I've had a couple out in front of me do the same, not far out, literally 20-25 yards, so only a few rod lengths out. So the baits look like they're in the right sort of spot, and so we've had a few beeps, so hopefully as the sun is going down, fish get on the feed a bit more, and we might get some proper action. Let's say we're only a couple of hours in, so what we've had so far is a good start. Right, first fish of the session. Lee's not had a beep since we've been here. The first one he does get is a run. It didn't put up any fight at all really. It came, we thought it was probably only a very small fish. But if he gets it up,
18 pounder.
Yeah, 17 pound 14 ounces. So it's a really long fish again, but absolutely no fight, and now he's putting up all the fight. in the cradle. Alright, so we'll get some pictures of this one and then get it back. But yeah, £17.14. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning, so nice little
nice
start to the trip.
Happy
Right,
with that.
pictures and away. Right, morning guys. It's just gone about 7:15. We've had all the day ticket anglers start turning up. They all got here at about 6 o'clock time and have been smashing pegs into the ground for the last 45 minutes, so I was awake anyway, but not particularly impressed, and I don't think any of the people that had a few drinks last night will be very impressed either. But it is what it is. It's day ticket fishery, so unfortunately it does happen. I haven't had anything in the night. I say lots of little individual beeps, which seems to be what my fishing has become about recently, but no other action other than that. And say Lee had that £17 common at about 5 o'clock this morning, so there's been plenty of fish showing and plenty of fish crashing in the night, so I know they're in the spots. As I said, it's just not happened as yet. They haven't got down on my bait, so hopefully I'm going to leave the rods in for the next couple of hours through bite time, and then have another sort of think about where we're fishing. But and so with the day ticket anglers turning up on the far bank, we might have to change some of our positions, because I say Lee's gone onto the far bank, so he's going to have to pull that rod in. My one is kind of out in the middle, it's not too far, so I shouldn't have to touch that one, but we'll see how we get on over the next few hours. Right, it's just gone 8 o'clock. I was just having a look around with the bait boat, and where I had been fishing with the, obviously I had the deeper on, and as you can see where I'd been fishing previously was about 3 feet of water. When I've had a little bit more of a scoot around a bit further out from under that tree, it drops down to about 7 or 8 feet. And that's where I've seen quite a few fish showing, so I've just put that back out with the bait boat at that deeper section. But as I was doing that, my left hand rod, which was the one out in the middle, started ticking off and then started stripping off. Struck into it, nothing there. Definitely a fish, definitely taking line, but obviously just wasn't properly in its mouth and hooked, so I'll get the other rod back out on that spot as well, and we'll see how we go. But at least we've had some proper action now. First run of the trip for me, so let's hope we can hook into a few. Right, it's about 20 minutes after I boated that right hand rod out. I had a screaming run, struck into it, felt some good weight on it for a good couple of minutes. I was playing the fish for. Unfortunately, it's barbless hooks rules here, and I felt the fish turn over, and as it turned, the hooks obviously popped out. So annoying, because it did feel like a decent fish. It was a slow sort of thud and movement along over from right hand side to left, kiting into the middle of the lake. That say, unfortunately lost that one, but I've stuck it back out on the spot. I was obviously right to move it to that position, so hopefully that's the first of a bit more action. Let's see if we can get some fish actually on the bank, but at least I've had a couple of positive runs now. So we know we're in the right sort of place for them. Right, it's just gone 11 o'clock. Another positive run, another negative result. Unfortunately this time it was the rig that gave out. So I've changed tactics. I've moving away from the IQD rigs. Whatever it is about them, I keep getting failures in the same place. So something's not working as it should. So I've swapped back, or basically just swapped over to a standard KD rig for now. Still using a Manila Snowman, so it's the same bait, but I say just a slightly different presentation, and hopefully something that's less likely to have any weak points. Gonna have to look at how I'm tying these IQD rigs, because there's clearly something not quite right with them. So it's back out on the spot now. 3 runs, no fish. Hopefully this change of setup will see the next take being a positive result, but we'll see. As I said, they're obviously feeding. The guy just along the way is just into a fish at the moment, so in fact he's just landed the fish, just got it in the net, so they're obviously still feeding pretty comfortably. So hopefully I can get another chance, or another few chances over the remaining time. So we've still got about 30 hours of fishing to go, so plenty more time yet. Hopefully we can get some fish to show you.
Don't lose this one.
Right, maybe 4th time lucky. It's only been back out on that spot a couple of minutes. Me and Lee sat there watching the line going, tightening up and slackening off, tightening up, and then it's properly gone again. So let's play this one, see if we can get him in the net.
Don't lose this one, eh?
Hopefully not.
He's coming right in the bank.
Pretty rotten luck with them so far, but new rig, same bait, hopefully better result. Got from under the tree over on the right hand side all the way down to the left hand bank now. And desperately.
Just about there. Right, let's get it in the net.
Oh, it keeps flicking off his bloody back. Get in that fucking net. Looks about the same size as mine. Yeah, decent fish. Take that. Right, got it in the net. Just weighed it. It's a very angry common. It's not going to behave, but he's gone 18 pounds 4 ounces. Really isn't happy. So we'll get some quick pictures of this one and get it back before it tries to flap out our hands. So finally got one in. Good start. Get the rods back out on that spot because they're definitely feeding. That's 3 runs now from that spot in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. So let's get it back out there and see if we can get another one. Here goes.
Happy days.
Lee. Right, it's just gone probably about 12:30 and we have our 4th run off of this spot. So that slight change to deeper water definitely paying off, because this is the 4th run in probably as many hours. We thought it was quite small to begin with because it didn't do very much, came in very quickly, and now it's completely woken up and is dragging me all over the lake. So I'm guessing it's another common, the fact that it's doing all of its fighting at the bank, but every time I think it's about to give up, it goes screaming off again. So hopefully we can get this one in the net as well. My luck has definitely changed in the last few hours. So Lee's going to do the net duty, and we'll show you what we've got in a second, hopefully.
It's coming in.
It is. Every time I get ground on it, it goes off on another charge. Make me arm out, I know that. This one's desperate to get involved.
We're still filming. 2 minutes to 20 seconds.
I say, the way it came in, I thought it'll be in the net within about a minute. 5 minutes in, and it's doing all of its fighting under the rod tip, which is.
I could net the swan.
I was going to say. Well, I think it might actually be a mirror.
Hopefully. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh no, it is a common. Don't doubt a common fight.
You don't want to give up.
He doesn't. Right. Let's say he ain't big, but he's certainly given a hell of an account of himself. He's had that first gulp of air now, so
That's it.
done.
Bring him up. Here we go. Left.
Lift a bit.
Come round and in you go. Yes. Easy.
Right, after a pretty epic battle, we got him in the net. We've just weighed him. He's just shy of 15 pounds, so 14 pounds, 15 ounce. Nice common carp. Get some pictures of this one, get back on the spot, because it's clearly got them feeding over there, so see if we can get some more out.
Go, you're free.
You're free, Willie.
Off he goes.
Right, it's just coming up to 2 o'clock. Been quiet for the last hour and a half or so. Fortunately, the guys over the other side have now packed up and gone. So, and you say the guy on the other swim is also packing up. So, me and Lee are going to have pretty much this whole area to ourselves again shortly, which does mean we can cast pretty much where we want to, which is good. But I say it's coming up to 2 o'clock now. I haven't had anything to eat yet, so I'm going to have a bit of a late lunch. Just leave the rods to it. See if the fish will come back on the feed. I've had a couple of beeps. The line is still every now and then getting little tugs, especially the one on that right hand spot. So they're all out, they're all freshly baited up. I'll leave them to it for a bit, get some lunch, and then hopefully things start kicking off in the next couple of hours. Oh, and as I say that, another little tug on the left hand rod this time. Right, I'll say we'll get some dinner or lunch, late lunch, and see how it goes. Right, it's just coming up to 5 o'clock. Had a bit of a recast of the left hand rod. I hadn't really done anything, and I just made up a load of PVA sticks when I saw a big flat spot out in the middle, just about there. So having seen that, I was like, well, there's something down there feeding. So I attached one of these PVA sticks with a bit of some of the Nash instant action liquids on there. Lobbed it out, bang on the spot, see if I could nick a bite from there. Been a couple of beeps on it, couple of tugs, but I haven't had anything else. And so the right hand rod again has had a few tugs on there. But I think it's probably just fish swimming into the line. So they're both out on the spots, happy with where they are, so I'm going to leave them for now. See how it goes over the next few hours. I might have a recast as the fish start to show. If they keep showing in a certain area, I can stick one on them, but for now I'm going to leave them certainly for the next hour, a couple of hours probably, and maybe have a recast at dusk. Right, it has just gone 6 o'clock. A little bit more action. Been a few fish, certainly a few runs, a few fish landed across the lake now in the last half hour or so. A few shows like that one there. And I've just had a drop back bite on the right hand rod. I had a swan going underneath my rod at the time, which Initially I thought it might be that, but when I got to the rod it'd gone into full drop back and the swan wasn't actually anywhere near it. Struck into it, felt the fish, played it for sort of 10-15 seconds, and then the hook came out, so it obviously wasn't very well hooked, but there was definitely fish there. So first bit of action for a few hours, proper action, but hopefully that's them coming back on the feed again. So I say, guy on the far side's had a fish out, guy over the back there's had one, just had one round the corner, so they're definitely coming on the feed, and they say they're starting to show on top now, so hopefully we'll get some more action in the next couple of hours and we'll get some fish to show you. Right, we've got another one in the net. No more than 5 minutes after the last one got lost, we've had another run off the same spot. It's 18 pound 2 ounce common, who's putting up more of a fight on the bank than he did in the net, so in the water. So we're going to get some pictures quickly and get this one back before he does himself some damage, but absolutely no fight at all, just came in really easily, straight in the net. But yeah, 18 pound 2 ounce, so happy days. Same spot again, get it back out under that tree and see if we can get some more. Right, we go again. It's just gone 6:30, so I said it was literally out on that spot for another 5, maximum 10 minutes before it went off again. And that is now 3 fish from 7 runs, which isn't the greatest return, but I said with barbless hooks and the like, it is always that risk that every turn of the fish can dislodge the hook. They've all the fish I've got in have been nailed in the bottom lip. No reason to believe any of the other ones wouldn't have been. The rig's obviously working well. It's just when you've got a fish turning over and over and over, there is always that risk it can kick the hook out. So we'll keep going. Hopefully we'll get a few more. So we've still got all through till about 3:30 tomorrow. We'll probably end up packing up, so plenty of time for some more fish, and hopefully Lee can get in amongst them as well. He's feeling a little bit disgruntled. The cheeky sod geese are stealing my mix. Bugger off. But as long as the fish like it as well, that's the main thing. So as you see, starting to get dark now, go away. So I suspect the next fish will be, if we get another fish, it'll probably be in the hours of darkness now, so we'll see how we get on. Hopefully get some more out. Ain't a swan, although he is right there. Huh? These are on fairly low, yeah, that's coming from the, what's it? I don't know, I think there might be something still faffing about. Right, we've got one in the net, another common. This one's come from out in the middle. He's gone, it's biggest fish of the trip so far. a really good fight. He's on £22 and 10 ounces. So nice fish, real thick fish as well. Again, he's one of these, not much in the way of length, but really stocky. So happy to get him in the net. So really decent fight. So makes a bit of a change from the last one, but we'll get some pictures, get this one back, get the rods back out. Happy days. Right, morning guys. It's just gone 8:30 on Sunday, so we're into the last 5 or 6 hours now. Probably going to pack up at about 1:30, get home for a reasonable sort of time. But I've just rebaited the right hand rod. I haven't had any touches on that in the night, so just sort of redone it and stuck it back out again, same spot. And obviously the left hand rod was fresh bait and what have you at about 2:30 this morning when I had that fish. So I'm currently on 4 fish from 8 runs, so we've seen a bit of an improvement in my conversion rate, but it'd be nice to get another couple before we finish. I've been up for the last hour and a half or so since the day ticket anglers started arriving. There's not as many today, but still a few turned up, including the group opposite. So again, just having to watch where we're casting. And temperature wise, I think it's supposed to be bright blue skies and sunny, which it certainly is. It's supposed to stay like that for the rest of the day and get up to sort of 16-17 degrees, but as you can tell from the mist and everything still on the lake now, it was down to about 5 or 6 degrees last night, so did get a bit chilly. I'm sleeping with the bivvy front open, but you could certainly feel the temperature drop. But as I say, we'll see how the next few hours goes. Hopefully get some more fish out. Right, it has just gone 12:30, and as you can see, we are down to absolute bare bones. I think we're about to pack up and call it a day anyway. I had absolutely nothing this morning, not heard anybody else have any bites or touches, so we're going to go and have a walk around one of the other lakes on the complex that we haven't fished before for a possible future trip. This one has been far too busy. I think there's 28 swims on here, 16 of which can be taken up by night anglers, and the other 12 can be taken up by day anglers, and they have been. So yeah, it's been really busy. Had some success, but we're going to go and have a look at another lake that is about 5.5 to 6 acres and only allows 8 anglers on at any one time. So, and there's no day ticket anglers. So I think that may well be something we do in the fish in future. But say we're going to go and have a wander around there now and call it a day. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see where we go next.